How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my dipped car right here. I'm going to be telling you guys my personal experience with it. Now, every dip job is going to be different. If you apply it yourself, it's going to look different than this one right here. So it's going to be different for everyone. I'm just saying this is my personal experience. One of the reasons why I wanted a dipped car or wanted to dip my car was so I can tell you guys my experience about it and just let you know if it's a viable option instead of wrapping your car or painting your car. So it might sound a little bit nitpicky, but I'm gonna mention all of the small details, all of the bigger details, of course. But like I said, I'm not trying to nitpick. I'm not going to diss dip necessarily. Don't take this as a dip is bad or a dip is good. This is my own personal experience. You guys take what I'm saying and put it into if it's something that you're looking for. Okay, let's just get right into it. So you guys have seen my car before. It's nothing new. This is, I believe, Genesis Silver Color Shift or Silver Genesis Color Shift, one or the other. It changes colors in different lighting. Right now it looks bluish purple, and I don't know, I love it personally, the way it looks, but the way it looks isn't how it necessarily performs. Okay, so a lot of people right off the bat assume it's a wrap. Okay, it looks nice, it looks good, it looks like a wrap. A lot of people are like, oh, how much was your wrap? I'll be like, oh no, it was a dip, I paid $1,400 for it. Then they'll be fucking blown away because they're like, dude, that's great. If I can make my car look like that for $1,400, that's pretty good. But part of it is because a wrap, I think, is a little bit more durable. And again, everyone's is going to be different, but in my own personal experience, this didn't hold up as well as I thought it was going to. So I'm going to start out with the biggest issue first, and that is some slight peeling. So my side skirt design, sorry about the wind, my side skirt design is really sharp. It comes up to like a 90-degree angle, and climbing in and out, your foot kind of will catch it. Not even trying to, it sticks out a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell. There is a little bit of an angle right here, and it actually comes outwards a little bit, so your foot will clip it sometimes. You know, you can try as hard as you want not to, but your foot will clip it. Now, this is 6 months of wear, so it's really not that bad, and there are ways to get around this, and not every side skirt is like that. So it's a very particular issue. I don't think it's gonna happen to everyone's car. Is it the worst thing ever? No, you could live with it. You can't even really tell if you take, what, 5 steps back? You can't tell, and no one's gonna be on their hands and knees looking at your side skirt. So personally, I don't think it's the biggest issue ever. And like I said, it's so specific for this side skirt that I don't think many of you guys that are looking to dip your car are gonna have this problem. So I'm just letting you guys know that I had this problem. There is a way I could have fixed it. I could have literally just put a strip of vinyl going across that little like 1-inch section, a little black strip of vinyl, like they did for my door handles on the inside, and that would have solved the problem. So it's not a big deal. Like I said, there are ways to get around it, but personally, that was an issue that was starting to annoy me. And it's just, when it's your own car, some things start to bug you. Another thing is, in high contact areas, it can peel. So if you look, they did put a vinyl strip right here, which is actually kind of lifting. I don't know, it's vinyl. It's not really going all the way around, so it doesn't really have anything to grab onto, but they do put a vinyl strip here, so when you grab it, it doesn't rub. But as you can see right here, it did rub up a little bit. It's probably not the thickest part either right there. It's kind of hard to get into that area and spray without leaving a glob of dip somewhere. So I don't really blame them. And again, you can't tell. Again, that never really bothered me. I didn't really care because you can never see it. So that's not really a big issue to me, but I'm just pointing out every little thing with it. Now, I do power wash my car. I have a 2700 PSI power wash, gasoline powered, and I do pressure wash it with no problem. One time though, I did get a little bit too close and focus on this one spot for too long, and it gave it a little bit of a nick right here, just a little one. Again, very hard to tell, of course, since I knew I did it. I can see it there, but very hard to tell. Got a little nick there. Not the biggest issue either. Again, you just got to be careful. 2700 is kind of high. I think they don't recommend using anything higher than 1800, so that was my own fault. Now, surprisingly, most of the edges actually held up pretty good. Again, it comes to high contact areas. When I do open and close my trunk, sometimes I will grab it from here and my fingers will slide. So a little bit of it, and again, you can't tell from the outside, only from the inside, but a little bit of it has started to lift. Again, there's ways around this. I could easily, and what I do now is just grab it from here and slowly lower it. But in high contact areas, that will happen. It can also happen if you're drying, like I was using my chamois over here, and it kind of lifted it again. Again, I'm going to keep reinstating this, but you can't really see it from the outside. You can't see it at all, actually. So it's not a huge thing. It's not the end of the world, but it is there and it can happen. I like how I just said I can do it the other way, but I still did it the wrong way. Either way. Another high contact area, and nothing happened. Fuel door was fine. You guys do have to be careful and don't get any gasoline on it, because supposedly gasoline will just chew right through it. Never had an issue with that. I don't go and fucking pour gasoline on my car, so it's not really the biggest thing. But if that's your fetish or something, then I wouldn't recommend doing that. All right, now we're going to talk about the front end. I do have a couple rock chips, not major ones, but a couple for sure. Now I have this one right here, which is the biggest one right there. That one was a super loud impact. It surprised the shit out of me, and I'm not surprised that it went through it. I mean, it was loud. It legit sounded like someone shot me. Probably not that loud, but it was loud. Okay, it startled me and my lady, and we were both like, holy crap, someone just threw a rock at us. Like, it was loud as fuck. For sure the loudest rock chip I've ever heard. That one obviously went through. You can do touch-ups, but touch-ups might show through, so they don't really recommend it. Another one I have, which is, this is going to be more reasonable because it's not going to go through every layer. I do have a small one right here, not the biggest thing ever. That one actually happened pretty early on. I think the first time I went racing, that one happened. You can't even see it. Can't even see it from like 2 feet away. If you don't know it's there, you're not going to see it. Now, you guys might notice that I have some scratches on my bumper. That actually happened when I took it to my tuner. They took off the bumper and they did something. I don't know what they did, but I got it back and it was all scratched up, and I didn't want to fucking start a big thing with them. I didn't want to argue with them or anything like that. And I figured, okay, well, it's a temporary wrap anyway. I'm going to take it off pretty soon anyway, so whatever. But it did get scratched up. Don't know what the fuck they did because I got a huge scratch right in this area. Let me get closer to it. Big old scratch right there. Don't know how the fuck that happened. Scratches all on this side too. If you look down there next to my brake duct, scratch right here. Like, I don't know what the fuck they did with this thing, if they were playing football with it or something, but I got scratches all over it, and I don't know how. They're probably, again, you can fix it up probably. You can probably respray it, and it's not the biggest headache ever, but it isn't invincible is what I'm trying to say. Now I do scrape, and it didn't really chew up the front end too much. I don't really notice anything. I think I might have some little, maybe some little flakes coming up down in that area, but it's a lowered car. I mean, with a wrap, it's gonna do that too. So another little thing to keep in mind, they did spray while my louvers were on the car. I guess they could have removed them, but it looks like it is kind of bubbling up right here, and then I believe it's just from me driving, and the high speed winds are just pulling at this. You know, obviously in the quarter mile, I'm trapping like 300 miles an hour easy. So yeah, I could see this easily flexing. Obviously that is a joke. I do not trap 300 miles per hour in the quarter mile, but yeah, I do think that is just from driving. I don't think, again, you can't even tell. Last minor problem, and this is again user error, is right here. This is the worst problem on the car. Again, it's user error. It's still pretty small, but you can notice it. A lot of people have actually seen it, and that is just because I did not get the paint out of this area as good as I should have. For those of you that don't know, before I dipped my car, I stripped off most of the paint, and I had to fix up the bottom lip right there, and I just primered over everything. But right here, I didn't do a very good job, and there's paint flaking up, and there were like cracks still there, so it's still there. And that, again, my fault, not the dip's fault. Although it lifting here, that is from pulling out the grill. Still my fault, but not the dip's fault necessarily. Now, you've heard me rant about the bad. You've heard me rant about the little things that have happened. Let me talk about what is actually good about it. First off, it looks amazing, okay? If you do it correctly, it looks amazing. It looks like a wrap. If you're going for the flat color look, it looks amazing, personally. I mean, people that actually have wrapped cars can't tell the difference. My buddy has a wrapped Tacoma, and he can't tell. He was like, dude, it feels like a wrap. It looks like a wrap. You can't tell. The only way you can really tell is when you get into the crevices. This is a lot cleaner than a wrap. A wrap will actually have creases and shit in certain areas, in certain pinch points, and you'll be able to tell that it's a wrap. At least some wraps, okay? Not all wraps are the same. But yeah, personally, it looks amazing. It looks like a wrap. It's not like you're sacrificing the quality of the looks. Now, obviously, you can mess up and spray it uneven and it'll look like ass. But typically, when you mess up and you spray it uneven or something, you can fix it one way or another. Now, again, I'm no pro, but when I first got it, it dried a little bit unevenly. I took it back. They sprayed on a matte clear coat, fixed it right up. Never had an issue again. So it just depends on how you spray it. Mine personally looks great. I can't really tell anything. I don't see streaks, don't see any blotches, don't see any drips. Had no problem with that. Another thing that is great is maintenance, and like keeping it clean is really easy. To wash it, it literally takes me like 15 minutes. They sell a foam cannon and they sell a dip wash for it, and you spray it on, don't touch it, just let it, I mean, you can touch it obviously, but you could just let it soak and then it'll take off all the dirt. I power wash it off and it's clean. Dry it off and you're good. So washing it is really easy. Keeping it clean is really easy. It looks great. And another thing to keep in mind is the cost. The cost between this and a wrap or a paint is way different. Now, again, this is just for my area, at least in SoCal. I paid $1,400 for this, and this is a color shifting dip. This isn't no basic matte black. This is a color shift. So this is a little bit more expensive. This is the Pro line. Now, for a wrap, I got a few quotes for just a simple gloss color, and they were trying to charge me $2,500 to $3,000. Now again, it's going to differ. If you know a guy, obviously it's going to be different. Okay, you might have a guy that'll do it for cheaper, but the lowest quote that I got for a wrap was $1,500. Now if I got this for $1,400 and it's a color shift or a simple gloss color for $1,500, I mean, this is pretty good, not bad for $1,400. And again, it's gonna differ everywhere you are. It might be cheaper, it might be more expensive wherever you are. And different cars will cost more and cost less depending on how much material or dip they actually have to use. But overall, I think the goods far outweigh the bads. This thing snaps necks. Everyone turns and looks at it. Now they might say one of two things: either wow, that is an ugly color, or that is a very nice looking color. I get a lot of compliments on it. I know a lot of you guys might not like it, might not be your thing. Personally, I love it. I wanted something a little bit different. If I was gonna pay to have my car altered, I wasn't gonna do a basic color for my first color. I was thinking about doing a blue originally, just like a nice blue, but my car was blue underneath. So the guy was like, hey, how about you go a little bit fancier, do something a little bit more different to stand out. It's not bright pink or neon green or anything like that. But do I regret dipping my car? So far, no, I do not regret it. I think it was worth it for what I paid. I mean, I could keep it on for another year or two. I could easily keep it on for another year or two. They last a while if you take care of it. But I want to change my color already. I'm going to try out a wrap next. So I'm going to see how that is, and then I'll be comparing the two, a dip to a wrap. I'm just going to go down the line and just try all of them. Might as well. So do I think it was worth it though? Yes, I am in love with it. I like it. I'm going to miss this color when I take it off eventually, which will be pretty soon. But I am going to miss it. I do like it a lot. Would I recommend doing it? Yeah. I think if you have it done correctly, it's really nice. It's really worth it. If you do it yourself, which it is pretty doable, you can easily do it yourself if you just look up a couple tutorials. If you do it yourself, you'll save yourself a lot of money and it'll look killer. Again, changing your color has never been easier. They didn't pay me to say any of this stuff. Obviously, there are problems with it. It's not perfect, but nothing is perfect. You go and have your car wrapped, a little speck gets underneath. Now you got a little dot on there. You got a little mountain peak, and nothing is perfect, okay? Obviously, no wrap, no dip is perfect. Did it do its job? Yeah, it's protecting my paint underneath, which is what I wanted it to do until I was ready to either wrap it or respray it, whatever I was gonna do. Next thing I'm going to do is wrap it. I'm going to, again, compare the two, but personally, a dip, I don't think you can go wrong with it if you do it correctly. Certain areas, either thicken it up or put vinyl if it's a high contact area, but I don't think you can go wrong with doing it. It's not bad. I do like it a lot, like I said. Now we will see when I remove it. We will see if it yanks off my paint or leaves glue or something like that. We will see what happens. Now I don't think it's gonna leave glue or rip off my paint because it's not really on there. If you've ever Plasti dipped anything, I mean, it peels off pretty easily. I think it's gonna come off panel by panel. I think it'll be pretty easy, but we'll see in a couple days or a week or so when I take it off. We will see. So keep your eyes out for the new wrap. I'm going to be trying to wrap it myself. If I fail, I will take it in and have some place wrap it. We are having wraps sent out to us by Vivid Wraps. I appreciate that a lot. I can't wait to get started on it. But like I said, overall, the dip ain't bad. If you're looking to dip your car, go ahead, try it out. Let me know what you guys think about it too. Let me know if you've had any experiences with it. Personally, I think it looks great, and I think for your money, it's a good alternative. It makes sense, okay? It's not gonna be cheaper and be far superior, but it's for sure worth your money. But anyway, that was a little summary on my experience with dip. Again, I've had it for 6 months. I still love it, but I do want to try a wrap. I do want to see how that is. So I will compare the two after I've had the wrap for some time and show you guys a little bit of the differences. Personally, for your money, I think a dip is worth it. If you're thinking about doing it, go ahead, try it out. Let me know how it goes. But personally, I think it's worth it. A dip is a good alternative. If you don't have the budget for a full-on wrap, I think a dip is a good alternative. So yeah, before the wind picks up too much, I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think about this color. I know it's either hit or miss. Either you like it or you don't. Either it's too flamboyant, it's girly. It's a light blue and a purplish color. I don't know, it's kind of girly, Drew. I can't be seen driving a slightly girly color or else people aren't gonna know that I'm a badass. But personally, I love it. I think it looks great. I love how it just changes colors in all different lighting. So I don't know, personally, I love it. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, like I said, leave a thumbs up. Until next video, peace.